Thursday night, non-alcoholic nights at Temple University, at Lincoln University, and some of the others. Nights of making mocktails, things that aren't real cocktails. They might taste like them without alcohol in them. This is all being done to try to combat the use of alcohol and drugs on campuses. I really don't think this is going to work. I think it's nice. It might get some media attention. But is it going to make a dent in the rampant use of alcohol and drugs, the epidemic of drug use and alcohol in our universities and colleges? I don't think so. The culture is too deep. It is too rooted. We have, and it's serious, serious business to the people that produce drugs and distribute them, and the people that produce alcoholic drinks, beers and wines and coolers and alcohol, hard liquor. They're targeting our kids. They are targeting universities. They're targeting kids that are underage. They're targeting kids 18, 19, 20, not necessarily those. I mean, they like people that are of legal drinking age, but they know alcohol is being bought on universities and is being used by kids that are underage. This is a serious place for the growth of addiction, the growth of alcoholism. This is where it starts. The cartels market to universities. They market to high schools. They market to middle schools. So this stuff starts early. And oh my gosh, this is where the beverage companies, alcoholic beverage companies, begin to get their users, their drinkers, their consumers. This is a breeding ground for money. And as a result, one night isn't going to do a trick, isn't going to change anything. It isn't going to make a difference, particularly when that's not what the culture's about. Kids are being taught to party in schools. They are being taught by their peers, by commerce, by cartels, to begin to become addicts and alcoholics. And there isn't recovery there. If you take a look at the police blotters, you look at Kent, Ohio, you look at Ohio University, you look at the University of Michigan, you look anywhere in this country, and you will see more and more arrests for public intoxication, for domestic issues, for almost anything. There are so many drug and alcohol related arrests that jails are getting full, that you're seeing more and more kids on probation that are being sentenced to go to AA meetings. By the way, that doesn't work. Being sentenced to go to a building and be there at a certain time doesn't mean anything. They're not being sentenced to recovery. They're not finding out if these people are in recovery. Now, guess what? A certain percentage of these kids, they grow out of it. They go out and they start working. They get families. They may find out later on that this disease is progressive and it's going to come back and get them. It's going to come back and bite them, take away their life, destroy everything, as it did with me. At 18, 19, 20, 21, I drank, I smoked pot, and most of my friends went off and kind of became normal people. Some of them died. Some of them didn't make it. And I found that, well, I went out, started a family, bought a nice little house, started a little business, started to make money, but then I was a weekend drinker, and then I became someone that drank 2 or 3 nights a week, and that escalated. And it eventually took down my life. And I know that my disease started in my college years. I know that's where the roots of my disease started to get me. And I think that what's going on, what Omega Psi Phi is doing, what Maybach Robinson down at Lincoln University is doing, those are great things. And that's a nice start. But is it going to make a difference? I don't think so. Are mocktails going to replace real drinking on campus? No. This isn't going to last. There's been a lot of Band-Aid approaches. There's only one way to fight alcoholism and addiction, and it is straight on. It isn't coming from the sides. It's providing recovery. It's providing education. It's fighting this rampant marketing effort that goes on within our universities and the way in which companies and cartels go after our youth. We've got to do something different. And this is a nice start, but we got to take it serious. And right now, the results are that things are getting worse. And the things that kind of only scratch the surface, only scratch the surface.